back, everybody, to episode 7 of Broad Shoulders and Cheese Curds. It's Packers victory week / 1-seed week and Bears playoff week.
Bears victory week.
Bears victory, technically speaking. I'm Ben Picorni, the man across the room from me, the very happy man across
Very
the room.
happy.
Riley Trapp. We're going to go over some Bears playoff talk, review the Bears-Packers Megadome battle that we just watched this past weekend, and go over some playoff preview predictions for the entire league. So welcome back to episode 7. Mr. Trapp, take it away.
Whoop, whoop. We head to the toilet bowl down at Soldier Field where the NFC favorites got to beat up on their little brothers from down south. The Bears had a chance early with a 60-yard touchdown drive, but then Mr. Rogers stepped onto the field and it was a wrap from them. The Bears decided to play soccer with Cairo Santos as they kicked 3 field goals from there on out, and the MVP was throwing them TDs to Big Bob Funyuns, a deep bomb to Marquez Valdez Scooter, and Dominique Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And Devontae Adam Driver was using the force to get wide open late in the game. The Pack D held Ben's favorite player, Diamond David Montgomery, to under 70 yards and just over 3 yards per carry. Maserati Mitch didn't fare too well either, not throwing a TD and 1 INT to AMOS to ice the game. However, the Bears would be saved by the Los Angeles Rams, who beat mini Kyler Murray and Dem Cards as the Bears stumble into the playoffs, which will run through the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. The number 1 seed Green Bay Packers 35. The little brother Bears 16.
Crying in a corner, Matthew Stafford up in Detroit. Such a sad sight to see. A first-round pick, my friend, but the Lions suck again. Can someone say what a wasted career? Come on, Nagy. We want Matty. He's gonna play next year in the Windy City. Yeah, Matthew Stafford loses again and wastes his career. Yet another example of why Detroit will never be good. And hopefully we do see him in a Bears uniform next year.
It'd be good for him.
It'd be good for him. He'd finally have a shot to make playoffs.
Be on a contender.
Yeah. So with that, we'll get the fun stuff out of the way there and talk about Week 17.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
First thing I would like to say is I'm not apologizing for backing into the playoffs.
Can't.
Second thing I would like to say is that the scoreline of that game does not reflect how close it really was.
I could have told you that. No way.
I'd say it was at most a 10-point victory really for the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
Bears were down, 5 with 7 minutes left, and then we went for it on 4th and 1 for the fourth time that possession.
Interesting call.
I loved it.
No, I like the call to go for it,
the play call was horrible. We had run it up the middle 3 times and
it worked
the first
3
down,
times. Yeah.
And they were like, let's throw it.
Let's toss the rock.
Half a yard. I mean, that was the shortest 4th and 1 we had yet, too.
Yeah.
That was like,
all Trubisky has to do is take the ball into center and literally lay down.
Reach it over.
Yeah, and he's got it.
He'd done that, and it worked, but questionable call.
Was Laser calling games that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, Nagy, the past few weeks, has reportedly been putting his dirty hands back into the play calling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, because he, as I've said multiple times, he thinks he's a genius, so that was probably his genius idea. I'm going to blame it on him for that 4th down pass play.
It's fair.
But, I mean, the Bears get a first down there. We're 5 yards from the red zone with 7 minutes to play, and we're rolling, so who knows what could have happened. After that, as the wheels fell off the cart, and
then everything just started falling apart.
Yeah, and I mean, 16-35 doesn't really show how close the game was. I think the Bears had a great game plan going into it and played really well. Mitch's interception was kind of a garbage time interception, so I don't really blame him. But Cairo Santos, I said he'd kick over 2.5 field goals, and he did.
Yeah, they did.
Came through. So some disappointing drives for the Bears that just ended in nothing.
I mean, yeah, like the fact that they couldn't score a touchdown after the very first drive of the game is, if I was a Bears fan, it'd be slightly alarming, but, they were that close to, maybe as
and I mean, it's what the Bears have done in the past few years. It's always, we're not going to score a lot. We don't have necessarily a big play offense, except for that pass to Darnell Mooney from Mitch.
That was a beauty.
That was a great ball.
Great catch, too.
Yeah, great adjustment. The thing is,
nice coverage,
like,
Savage.
and that ended in a field goal, like, Mitch throws that ball 2 yards further, he catches it in his basket and runs it in. So it was just a lot of tiny plays like that prevented the Bears from. I think the Bears had a shot to win.
Yeah, I mean that's what separates the good teams from the okay teams.
Yeah, I think Mitch was fine. And like I was saying, the Bears' game plan has always been rely on your defense to keep it close and give the offense a chance. And they had a chance, and it just didn't happen. So
I thought that this game was a play away from being a blowout if MVS catches that ball
that
on
was
the
brutal.
3rd and 3.
Because then the next play was a sack, right?
No, that was a third down.
Third down? Okay.
That was like a 3rd and 3 on like the 6-yard line of Chicago or something. And after that, we punted.
Didn't the Packers go for it on 4th down a couple times and didn't get it?
They went for it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they got him both.
Really?
I remember them going for it twice. I'm pretty sure they got it both times. But after that, then the offense stalled out.
One of my keys to the game was get pressure on Rodgers and hit him. And once we sacked Rodgers at the start of the second half, Khalil Mack, the back sack is what I'll call it.
Sack,
that's what it was.
Good, yeah.
After that's when we started turning it up and coming back in the game because you guys didn't score until the 4th quarter after we sacked Rodgers.
Yeah.
So
and I don't feel like the stat line of 1 sack for the Bears that whole game is very
because there's
accurate.
definitely a ton of pressure.
Oh, yeah, he was rolling out. I mean, especially on the first touchdown, he rolled out to his right. I texted you right after that touchdown pass. He rolled out to his right, threw across his body in between 2 defenders. It was nice,
Yeah, and I mean, but if I were you, I'd be slightly worried because this was the Packers' second half offense you were talking about. Rodgers' first half, perfect.
Great, perfect passer
rating.
rating.
Perfect rating.
There was like 11 for 11.
Second half, non-existent till garbage time.
I mean, I wouldn't say non-existent. They had 2 drives where they
didn't score.
I mean, 2 drives where they didn't score. I'm not going to freak out over that. 2 drives.
The Bears did a great job of chewing the clock.
They did.
They did not.
They
give
took
the Packers
7.5 minutes off the first drive, which was ridiculous. I mean, can we just talk about how there was a challenge on the opening kickoff?
That was kind of stupid.
I know. After I watched the replay, I was like, that's not a good challenge.
I mean, I understand it because it was close, but I wouldn't risk a timeout over.
Do they have that playing on the Jumbotron there? Or was that just
Yeah.
they do?
Well, I mean, they always have guys in the booth that are watching the play over and saying, throw the flag.
That's true. Yeah, I mean...
It's like baseball. They get the call from the booth to say, challenge this.
Yeah.
So they're just going through the headset.
I mean, yeah. So, as a Packer fan, I'm not necessarily worried going forward, that wasn't a great game, and we still put up 35, a questionable 35, but
14 of it was garbage time.
That's fair, but hey, garbage time, still got to win the game in garbage time. Yeah. Defense very surprised me, especially the run defense. Montgomery, after that first drive, couldn't really get anything going after that first drive, but defense looked good. Came up with a couple big stops on a couple third downs, but then was completely negated by quarterback sneaks on 4th down. So what are you gonna do? But
one thing from the Bears that I would say, I overall, I'll say this before I go into this: the Bears I think they played a great game.
Yeah, I think they showed the Packers their best.
Yeah, and I think the game planning for it was perfect. They obviously wanted to chew time off the clock, which they did a great job of. Mitch really didn't make any mistakes. He didn't throw any. He had a couple near interceptions. Rodgers got away with a couple of.
I counted 4.
4 picks.
3. One was a diving, we'll call it 3.
Three breadbasket interceptions for the Bears defense that they didn't come up with, which was very frustrating. So
I think if those 3 picks were caught,
the Bears win. At least
I would probably. I would say probably, and MVP Rodgers is no more. I would say.
Yeah, if he had a blow up, because he was. The Bears catching an interception away from.
He didn't. I wouldn't.
He had a perfect passer rating, but then I'm looking at him he really didn't make any crazy.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah,
that's
all you need.
Which I mean, in the first half he looked like a game manager. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
he did what he had to do, and that's fine.
Man, MVS sucks.
Oh, I've been trying to tell you this for the longest. Yeah. I dislike him immensely.
Because he would have some weeks in fantasy where he'd come out and score 27 points, and I'm like, he's great. Why are they not? And then I see that pass to him deep. I'm like, oh. In my garage, I remember everyone just going silent because we were like, there's no way.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to one of my friends, and I said that Marquez Valdez-Scantling is if bipolar disorder was a football player.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I mean, he's just so... But then again, that's what Packer fans said about Devontae his second year, and now look at him.
Yeah.
But necessarily, I don't think MVS is a Devontae type player.
So my one negative from the Bears. Sorry, never got around to that.
No, you're good.
For Mitch and the Bears, this is the one thing I'll say that I don't like from what I saw was Mitch has the inability to read more than like two receivers on a play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Darnell Mooney will come out of nowhere and be the leading receiver in a game, because Mitch will just find someone that he likes and they'll keep running plays directly at him. Darnell Mooney's going to be a top 10 wide receiver in like 2 years.
Oh yeah, in a couple of years, I would say definitely.
He's an animal. He's one of the best steals, I think, from this past draft, 5th round, and he's been such an impact player. But the Bears, I guess it is also a positive that they're doing this without really utilizing Allen Robinson. But I mean, if Mitch could find a way to get rid of that tunnel vision and be able to really scan the field for a receiver like Rodgers does so well,
yeah,
I think that Mitch could be a lot better off. And if we can somehow this next week incorporate Allen Robinson and Mooney and give Jimmy Graham some more action, could be a good week. And Cole Kmet had a great game.
Yeah, friend of the
except
show
for that fumble.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
He just can't hang on to the fucking ball.
I mean, I was talking to some of my friends while we were watching the game, and he's hard to tackle. He's a big boy.
He's a big guy, but he goes for the extra yards maybe a little too often.
Yeah, I mean...
And that's something that NFL players always do, is you'll see him go down or you'll see him go out of bounds.
More wide receivers. I wouldn't say necessarily tight ends, but
he doesn't have that...
He doesn't have the experience to know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he had a great game. So
yeah, and when you're talking about Mitch and his reads, I feel like that's got to come with more time playing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's only played 2 full seasons if you add up,
his first
all of his time on the field. So
yeah, but I feel like if the Bears play the way they did like that, I don't know if they'll beat the Saints, but if they play to their potential, I feel like they could. I mean, we'll get into that later, but as a Packer fan, I'll do a little quick recap.
Yeah.
This was a weird game because
it was an NFC North game.
Oh, it was. If we're an MVS catch away from a blowout in my mind, because we'll never lose. Like I said before the game, one of my keys to the game was keeping the momentum, because Packers very momentum filled team, and after that happened, then we stalled out one drive after that. And the Bears are right back in it. So if MVS catches that, and I was talking to my friends, I was like, that catch is, the difference between losing the NFC Championship game and going to the Super Bowl. You got to step up and make a play. Obviously, he already had a touchdown in the game, so I'm not going to say he was a horrible.
He had caught a similar pass
very
minutes
similar.
Before that.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you going to do? Can't change the past. It was good. Defense surprised me. I'm really happy about that. Less than 20 points from the Packers defense is always a godsend.
Yeah.
At the end, I'll touch on this. Pro Football Focus came out with their final ratings for every player in the league. Packers had 3 guys number 1 in their position: Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and Jair Alexander. So that's very nice. I'm pretty sure it would have been 4 if David Bakhtiari didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But overall, good game. Thank God we got the bye week. Oh, baby. Because if we had to play again this week, but historically, the Packers aren't great coming off a bye. More in the regular season, I would say.
Yeah.
But playoffs, I always love some playoffs.
It could be the Bears again for him, so.
Hey, you never know. And would I be opposed to that? No.
I wouldn't either.
Well,
from seeing what I saw this past game, we have a chance against the Packers.
If you play to their potential, you would need the Bears to play to their potential and the Packers to not play to their potential.
Okay.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just thinking of it as it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But, you would need to take away. And the Bears actually did do a good job of this, taking away Devontae Adams. He didn't really do much.
Yeah, he was a negative impact this past game. So,
which is, but, then that opens up lanes for guys like Dominique Daphne from out of nowhere.
I think we're definitely missing Jalen Johnson in the secondary.
Yeah, those 2 guys that missed
Devin
the
Bush
secondary
and Jalen
definitely
Johnson.
showed.
Yeah,
that was, But Packer fan, I'm happy. Would have loved, obviously, to get to Rodgers. Because if MVS catches that, then I don't think Aaron Jones would have ran the touch. Because let's say MVS catches it, runs in for a touchdown. Aaron Jones probably would have gone down at the 1 to try and get Rodgers to 50 passing touchdowns. That would have been cool to see. He ended at 48, which, I'll take, obviously. MVP Rodgers, all the way back on. I was one big advocate for it when it was, I think it was plus 5,000 odds coming into the season. So if you take that, you're a very happy man. Congratulations to anyone who did that. I did not, unfortunately. But good game. MVP Rodgers.
God.
That's all I got to say.
Okay. Yeah.
You a little shocked by that?
I'm just reading the injury report, and it's we'll get to that later.
Oh, jeez. Is Kamara back?
We'll get to that later.
Oh, no. All right. You want to move on to some playoff predictions?
Yeah, so we'll just go through. We did a little bracket pick'em, and let's go game by game. We'll do a short little
from top to bottom.
We'll go from the top to bottom.
Right.
So
Ravens at Titans. I got the Ravens.
I have the Titans.
Yeah. Maybe this is just because I watched the Titans for a full game, and I haven't watched the Ravens for a full game because Titans played the Packers, obviously. Titans defense looks atrocious. I feel like if Lamar Jackson could get something going, especially in the passing game, they should win this game.
Yeah, but Ryan Tannehill's one sexy man, so I think he's going to put on a show this week, and that's why I went for the Titans.
That's fair.
I also think the Rams' defense isn't that good. Or Ravens defense is not that
I feel
good.
like this game could go either way. I do give the edge to the Ravens. But, yeah, I
just think Lamar can't throw the ball, so...
That's fair. I don't think he can. But that's what I was saying. If he can start to get it going. Because he's shown in the past that if he can start to get it going, he can do it for a full game.
Yeah.
So if he can get it going, they'll win.
Who do we have next?
All right. Do we even have to talk about this Colts-Bills?
Yeah, Bills. The only thing I would say for the Bills that is
they better cover.
Is the pass defense for the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. But it's going to be a tough day up in Orchard Park, New York for the Colts, I'm sure. So,
yeah. Browns, Steelers. I had the Steelers.
The Browns.
Yeah, based off of last week.
I see your point.
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Browns, Steelers, obviously they played last week. Steelers 24, Browns 22. With the Steelers resting all their starters. So that's a little bit of a red flag if I'm a Browns fan. But,
Mason Rudolph and Myles Garrett are now friends.
They reconciled, which is nice to see. After him violently beating him in the head with
a helmet.
Which I watched that live, and
that meme. Well, that meme's died, but someone's got to bring that back because that was great.
Oh, that's just outstanding. So yeah, I got the Steelers. As much as I think they're frauds, much like how I thought
the reason I go with the Browns is because I think that Baker Mayfield loves the fucking spotlight.
That's true, but they don't have their coach or their offensive coordinator.
It's probably better for the Browns.
Really?
Yeah.
But is Baker at the point where he can call his own plays?
Who knows? He'll just walk out there and do the crotch grab like he did against Kansas.
Kansas rock chalk, yeah. Yeah, so I see your point, but I think I have to ride with the Steelers.
That's fair.
All right, we'll move on to
NFC.
America's Game of the Week. Bears, Saints. I got the Saints. But I can, before you start, I can see this. This game will go one of two ways. One, I would say the Saints would win by like 20 points. 2, the Bears win in a shootout, and I don't think there's much in between. But I'll hand it off to you.
I think we win.
No.
I think we win.
They look beautiful.
I'm excited. First off, I'll say,
ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, Ben saying he's excited to watch the Bears is like,
it's the
doesn't
fucking
occur often.
Playoffs. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
We'll get to my fish fry later. We'll discuss more about it. But like, who cares?
Ploffs are ploffs.
You live. Big Cat said this, like 2 weeks. It was a week or two ago, on Pardon My Take after the Bears had won their game against the Jags, and he was like, "You live to see your team play in the playoffs."
Yeah,
that's what you work for every season and want every season. And who gives a damn? We made it.
The infamous speech goes, "You play to win.
We play to win the game." Money Mitch got us into the playoffs somehow, some way. Nick Foles, thank you for those few wins.
Appreciate it.
Another thing about Mitch, I'll just quickly loop back to this. I think the game against the Packers was too close. Mitch needs to be down by like more than that to start playing well. You look at the game against like the Lions and like that game, we're down 22 with 4 minutes left and we win.
Yeah.
Like Mitch needs to be down by way more. That's too close of a game. Mitch in his head is probably like, oh, we're playing a good game. Mitch has to like think he sucks to like play well.
Wow.
Like I still think his girlfriend needs to break up with him before the game.
Yeah, obviously.
Just get pissed. Go out there on a warpath. No, but I think we win this game.
Yeah, I mean...
The reason I say that, we'll preview it more later, is just because I fucking said so. But we'll get to it more later. But yeah, I think the Bears win. I think we win.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into some more in-depth preview later. But we'll move on to Seahawks-Rams. I think we both have the Seahawks.
Seahawks, easy.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the Rams don't have
Russell
Goff.
Wilson, playoffs in Seattle.
Hard to beat. He's 5-0 at home.
Probably going to be like freezing rain coming down sideways.
Sideways, yeah. And didn't they just rename their stadium?
I think not CenturyLink anymore?
They changed it, yeah. I'll see what it is.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Yeah, Seattle all their sports arenas used to be named after Seattle-based.
Yeah.
Key Arena for the Supersonics. And
yes, it is now, it was Quest Field, and then it was CenturyLink, and now it is Lumen Field. Lumen.
Hate it.
It's terrible. It's not quite yet, I don't think.
Can't wait to go up to a game at American Family Insurance Field.
God, I mean, if you want to talk about bad name changes.
Wrigley North.
Oh, God.
So then we got football team, Buccaneers.
Bucks.
I mean, this is like the weirdest 5v4 seed game ever. The fact that
I checked the line thanks to our friends at Play 23.
Big thanks to them.
We love them there.
We love them.
Friends
it's been
of
a
the
great
show.
week. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. But I think the Buccaneers were 9.5-point favorites as a,
as the worst seed.
As the best of the worst playoff teams, I'll put it that way.
I think the Buccaneers are really the 2 seed. I think they're better than the Saints. I think if they played them in the playoffs, the Buccaneers would win, but
yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Smith pulls off some miracle. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But
I mean, let's talk about I fish fried Dwayne Haskins a couple weeks ago.
That is true.
And then the next week he goes out and gets cut. Like the fact that you're done. You're released from your contract after being picked in the first round.
Yeah. And, I mean, his infamous statement, the league done messed up after he was drafted at 15.
Because he thought he should go higher.
Oh, yeah. Well, they messed up by picking you that high.
You shouldn't be...
picking him at
I wouldn't
all.
even want him as a backup.
I would keep him as a backup. I mean, if you can change his acts... I mean, it's just like Jameis.
What did he go, 2 for 12 for 3 picks?
I mean, but
I'm looking it up.
He's an athletic guy that you can keep as a backup role.
No, you're wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't want him starting, but...
I'd put him at running back.
Keep him as a Taysom Hill.
Just don't let him throw the ball.
I mean, he'll get a job as a backup, I'm sure of it.
Career stats. 1-5
go.
this past season.
Oh, jeez.
61% completion percentage.
Not horrible.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Career, 3-10.
Yeah.
60%.
That's not bad.
12 TDs. 14 picks.
Yeah, that's not great. I'd keep him as a
At
backup.
least he's consistent.
He's very consistent. But yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
5 TDs and 7 picks in 2 seasons.
He'll sign with the Jets to be whoever drafts
this past game against Carolina.
I mean, whoever drafts Justin Fields will probably sign Haskins to be.
He was 14 for 28. It's 50% trap since I know you can't. It's quick math for you.
Math is hard.
2 picks, no touchdowns, sacked twice, no rushing yards, and 1 lost fumble.
He's not the best player.
Yeah, against Carolina too.
Yeah, should we move on before we get too deep?
Yeah. So bottom line, Tom Brady, the fraud, and Scotty Miller,
big friend of the show,
hometown boy,
friend of the show.
They're gonna beat the crap out of the football team. I could see this being a 20-point slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Okay.
Should we go back up to the top? All right, for me, it's Chiefs Ravens. I think you have Chiefs Titans. I have Chiefs winning no matter what.
I, for some reason, have Chiefs Browns.
Oh, yeah, because you picked the Browns. That's right, because the worst seed plays the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume you took the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, Chiefs. So my AFC championship,
Yeah, we'll go on
We'll
to
skip
that.
to that. It's Chiefs Bills. The Bills
Same
beat
here.
the Titans. NFC Championship Seahawks Packers.
Same here. So we have the same thing going on.
AFC Championship. I think the Chiefs are just too good. I don't think Josh Allen is at the level of Patrick Mahomes in terms
Very
of an
true.
all-around player in the pocket and out of the pocket. And I think that the fact that his only real target is Stephon Diggs is going to come back to hurt him at some point.
Yeah.
I also think the Chiefs have a better rushing game, like not even encompassed. Like Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been, I think, a great steal for them. And I think that the Chiefs have 4 receiving targets that are better than all of the receivers on the Bills. I don't think Stephon Diggs is that good. I think he's just a great receiver on a team that has no one else. So
That's fair, yeah.
Chiefs win.
I got the Bills. I don't know. I'm looking back on this pick and I don't love it. The Chiefs haven't looked great in their past couple games, not covering in the past 4, I think.
Not covering, but they still won.
I know, but the spreads were less than 10 in all those games. You know.
Oh God.
They didn't look great.
At this point, Trap, I will counter that point with it's the playoffs. It doesn't matter how
That's
much you
very
win by.
true.
If the Bears win 2-0 on Sunday, I'll
But
be
I
happy.
mean, the Chiefs didn't look good against bad teams. You know, but you know, with that being said, it's the regular season. They already had their number 1 seed locked up, but theoretically locked up. I don't know why. I think the Bills got. Maybe it's my grandfather's from Orchard Park, who's a big Bills fan. Maybe that's the influence. I think the Bills are too many people are on the Bills right now. For me, not everyone, but a lot of people in sports media.
Oh, it's like everyone's second team.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in sports media is like, oh, the Bills can beat the Chiefs. But, like, I'm second-guessing myself right now. I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to say Bills win.
Okay.
I got to. We'll take a gander over to Lambeau.
Okay.
Seahawks.
I got Skawks versus the Pack.
I have the same.
I think the Seahawks beat
That's fair.
Tom Brady because I think they're a better football team,
Yeah, I have the Seahawks beating the Saints.
especially if Brady has to go play. Now, Brady knows how to play in the snow and the cold,
Yes.
but you look at guys like Scotty Miller, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate. You have a lot of guys that haven't played in this type of game before, ever.
Well, Scotty Miller played at Bowling Green, so it's not that far away.
But I'm saying in a game of this magnitude,
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I get that.
and especially in a playoff game in what is guaranteed to be shitty weather in Seattle, I think the Seahawks easily win. Bears Pack, realistically, I have to say the Packers win, but
Thank you.
who knows? Maybe we got a shot.
Probably.
I think my 40-60 guess from this past week's game was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I bet at some point it was almost 50-50 when the Bears were driving there late, down 5. So yeah, Packers win. AFC Championship though, I have the Chiefs winning, like I said. And the NFC Championship, I think the Seahawks win. I think they're better. I think they've played the fact that within their division, they have much better teams. I think the Niners and the Cardinals are much better teams than the Vikings and the Lions. And I think that the Cardinals are even a better team than the Bears. But we just got lucky and got in.
That's fair. Yeah, I see your point, and honestly, if it wasn't for me being a Packer fan, I'd probably say the same thing. But, I mean...
I think Russell Wilson's just too good.
That's fair.
You could say the same about Rodgers, but I think that...
It's going to be a shootout. There'll be a lot of
yeah, it
points
definitely
scored.
will be. But I think that Russ is
at
overall better. And, I mean, that wide receiving core for the Seahawks is scary.
I think DK Metcalf
Lockett,
is one of the most...
Metcalf.
I think DK Metcalf
all
is one
those
of the
guys.
most overrated players.
Really?
in the league. Maybe it's just because I feel like too many people are on him right now. I mean, I watch him. Yeah, he's a good wide receiver. Don't get me wrong, but people
I think he's better than MVS and Allen Lazard and Equinemius St. Brown.
Is he ever?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The Seahawks have 2 elite receivers, and the Packers have 1. I think Chris Carson's a good back. I think he's better than Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I could see the argument. Maybe, if I wasn't a Packer fan, I'd probably say the same thing.
Both those defenses are not amazing, so that's going to be an interesting...
It's going to come down to who can get a stop, honestly, in this game.
Yeah.
And maybe it's my bias telling me this, but I feel like as of right now, the Packers defense looking I mean, you can see how close my fingers are, man. This much slight edge
about a
over the
centimeter.
Seahawks defense.
I have my Super Bowl as Chiefs Seahawks, and I have the Seahawks winning it all.
Really?
Yeah.
My Super Bowl is Bills Packers, and Unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers.
Like, I wouldn't be mad if the Bills won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I would not be. I'd go crazy if they won the Super Bowl. If it's against,
the
anyone
Packers.
else.
Yeah.
I mean, let me just say this. I won't say the words, but I'll just say the Packers will not be the 14-time world champion Packers. They will remain the 13-time world champion Packers. Yeah. That's all I can say.
I mean, the fact that you even have him in the Super Bowl is mind-blowing to me.
I know. It's just.
I get it.
Stephen A. Smith, I was watching him this
Well,
week,
okay,
and
I'll
he's
say
gotten in
this,
my
I'll
head,
say
and
this.
he's getting me thinking they're
Objectively,
so good.
What is more realistic, the Bears beating the Saints or the Packers winning the Super Bowl? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you had to say getting to the Super Bowl.
I'd still take.
Yeah,
I'd still,
I'd
if I had
probably
to
still
put money on it, I'd put money on the Bears.
If there's a gun to my head and someone gives me and says you need to put $1,000 on which one you think's probably going to happen,
Bears beating the Saints more than the Packers going. Yeah.
you said it, not me.
Yeah. Okay, with that, we'll move on.
With that,
to Bears Saints.
oh boy,
It's fucking playoff football for the Bears.
who would have guessed?
I am so juiced. I will just comb through the Bears Instagram and Twitter every day, just pumping myself up. Like, we still got, 3 days? 2 days from the time this will be published.
This might be published tonight, actually.
Okay, maybe 3, maybe 2.
Depending on what time you're
Depending if
listening.
it's before or after midnight. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am so fucking juiced.
You're all the way back in.
I have been.
That's true. I shouldn't.
Like,
that's fair.
The Bears are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how it happens.
You're not apologizing.
We're not the worst playoff team of all time. There have been worse
There have been worse,
with losing records.
like the Washington football team.
Yeah, God, don't even get me started. We won't even get into that whole Eagles starting their third stringer shit and all that. Like,
I mean, let me just say one quick thing about that. I know Giants fans are very upset, but Giants fans, you blew a double-digit lead with less than 4 minutes.
and
to
you're
play
6-10.
against the Eagles.
You're 6-10. You can't complain about not getting in the playoffs when you win 6 games.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I said to you full on, like, if we go 8-8 and don't make the playoffs, like, I'm gonna be pissed. But we didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have Giants fans who go 6-10. They crawl their way through the season. They're like, how the fuck did we not make it? Because you went 6-10.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that your division was awful, and the football team was better.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
So aside from that,
getting all the way off track.
yeah. But I mean, that is part of this whole playoff
Yeah.
story, I guess. But the Bears Saints.
In the Superdome.
In the Dome.
Sunday on Nickelodeon.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude. When I saw that, there's no way we lose. There's no way we lose.
Bears are.
On Nickelodeon?
They're kids like the Bears. Bears is a lot more kid friendly than a Saint. You know, I feel like Teddy Bears or Teddy Saints. Which one
That's
would
a
you
good
rather
point.
have? I mean, on Nickelodeon, I mean the stars are.
I mean,
aligning
fire
here.
me up, butter me up, put me in the oven. I'm cooking my way into the playoffs here.
Wow. You cooking or you stumbling into the playoffs?
We're cooking. We're cooking.
I also saw a stat, not to take away from the Bears, but I also saw a stat that the Bears have. Would you take a guess how many wins the Bears have over winning teams?
3.
1.
The Bucks.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't care.
Hey, not apologizing.
Don't care. Not apologize. Like that's my thing is we're in the playoffs. Like if you would have told me when we were 5-7 after primetime Kurt got his first win on Monday night that we were going to be playing a playoff game.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
you're here.
fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
We're there.
You're
Like
there.
the Bears have given me another season of like
Not wanting to shoot
hoping.
yourself.
Yeah, that's that too. But like having hope, which is a dangerous thing, but
That's
getting into
very
the
dangerous
playoffs,
thing.
like
Let
fuck,
me
that's
ask,
what you live for every season.
Let me ask you something. If they win this game,
Oh.
are you putting money on them to go to the Super Bowl?
No,
Okay, at least you're still here on planet Earth right now.
no, I don't care.
That's fair.
Like you're playing for a Super Bowl. We were playing to get to the playoffs, and we achieved
Mission
that.
accomplished.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well rest the start.
So now, whenever people like this is mostly for when people are like the Bears fucking suck. I'm like, we made the playoffs.
and you
Like
didn't,
and
Giants
you didn't.
fans,
Like shut the fuck up.
Kaler, shut up, you idiot.
Like everyone aside from the football team's not included in this discussion.
No.
Everyone aside from the Rams, the Bucks, the Packers, the Saints, and the Skawks can't say shit because the Bears made the playoffs.
They did.
It doesn't say Cardinals. It doesn't say Vikings. It doesn't say Niners against the Saints. It's the Bears in the wild card round. I can go buy myself a playoff T-shirt because it happened.
Are you really going to?
No.
Okay.
If we beat the Saints, I will get a wild card round winners T-shirt.
Do they have those?
Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
NFL tries to
yeah,
make as
of
much
course.
money as possible.
And if we lose,
If they win a playoff game, are they going to put a banner up at Soldier? 2020, 2021 NFC wildcard champions.
I think you do. I think most teams do.
I mean, the Brewers, if we want to talk about bad teams, the Milwaukee Brewers put up 2020...
Playoff qualifier.
No, they put up 2020 NL wild card. They have it in the
They
stadium.
didn't even win.
They did not. It was a game
It was
to
just
3.
an appearance.
They lost twice. They put it up in the stadium.
That's sad.
Oh baby, that's just
Yeah.
pain.
So
Brewers are nothing but pain.
Back to more of the game. The reason I'm so confident that we can and probably should win this game, we took the Saints to overtime earlier this year.
What week was that? Week 12?
Oh no, that was like week. I'm gonna say 7
7?
because that was right.
I remember it was the same week as the Packers lost to the Vikings. I remember that was the same week.
Yeah, I think it was week 7 because we were. I think we were 5-1 at the time.
Is that what started the downfall?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Foles got hurt in that game. I remember. He got hurt right at the end of it. No, it was at the Vikings. That was either that.
That
or
was the Vikings when Tyler Bray came in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we played the Packers next week with Mitch back. But I
Yeah,
mean, if we
baby.
took an overtime with Foles, and in that game we got the ball back, and we stopped them in overtime.
did.
Got the ball back and had a chance to score, but we couldn't move it like usual when Nick was QB. But yeah, that's why I say I think we can win this game. I think we're a much better team than we were then, even though we had a better record. Yes, we were coming off a 5-1 start.
However, the Saints are also a lot better than they showed in that.
I don't know.
I mean, the Packers beat the everlasting crap out of the Saints in Week 3, and they look better than they did then. However, that is Week 3.
Yeah.
Man. But, you know, they're beatable.
I think we can win and should win the game.
Now, let me say, there's a difference between can win and should win.
Should win.
Should win.
We should win.
So meaning that
I think
if
the
you were
past.
if you're,
I think, like right now, we are better.
so.
I think
you're-
Mitch is better than Drew Brees right now.
So you're saying if you're the Vegas odds maker, you would favor the Bears
Yeah,
by how much?
even money.
So not, or just say a half point.
Half point.
Okay, because if it's even money, that's
Because
not
I think
should win.
I give the Bears a 55% chance of winning this game.
Wow. I would say
I bet on it.
very true. I would say if Kamara is out,
Which is likely.
I would say it's a 50-50 shot. If he is in, I am saying it is a 35%
We might want to
shot.
lower that. Because Darnell Mooney has not practiced all week. Cordell Patterson has not practiced all
45%
week.
shot.
Cordell Patterson has not practiced.
40% shot.
Buster Screen has not practiced all week.
35% shot.
Roquan Smith has not practiced all week.
34% shot.
Jalen Johnson, limited practice.
33.
Okay.
33% shot.
Graham's resting. Akeem's resting. Veteran.
Yeah, veteran, all that.
Danny Trevathan. Allen Robinson did not practice today.
30%.
Yeah. So, it's a hamstring.
I mean, you just took me down 20%. However, it is Wednesday. A lot of days.
Nick
Thursday.
Easton.
Oh my
Nick
God.
Easton didn't practice for the Saints.
31%.
Taysom Hill, limited practice with a concussion.
33.
Okay, 33.
Any news on Kamara?
No, it doesn't list him as injured, which is weird because he should be on there because of the
Yeah.
COVID list. But I'm going to look that up right now. But yeah, based on pure, football
Based
guy
on
stuff,
on the trap analytics, I give them a 33%.
I think the
chance.
Bears win. I think we win. I think Mitch right now, I would rather have Mitch on my team than Drew Brees.
Yeah. Yeah. If they had the same weapons, yes.
Yeah, like
Yes.
just pure quarterback versus quarterback. I
Yes.
think Mitch is better at this. Obviously, not historically. Drew Brees is one of the best to ever play.
Not better
But
than
right
Aaron
now,
Rodgers,
Drew is
yes.
not who he used to be.
Very true.
And I mean, he's got no mobility. He's got less mobility than Rodgers and Brady.
Can't throw the ball very far.
If the Bears get back there,
Oh baby.
It's going to be hell.
If Khalil Return to the Mac can get back there.
Tell him what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to sack the shit out of Drew Brees on Sunday.
If he can get in there early, then I think the Bears have a very good They just got to get pressure on him. They got to... Because I saw that Michael Thomas is coming back, which, if I'm being honest, doesn't really matter that much.
It's like Devontae Adams. Like... We shut him down more than...
Don't you even dare
shut up.
Compare the greatness of Devontae Adams.
You didn't let me finish. I was saying, if we could have limited him like we did on Sunday, Michael Thomas is a nil factor.
Slant
Taysom
boy.
Hill did tear the Bears apart last time we played. They would put him in shotgun, and every time you just snap it and run it up the middle. I'm like, have you guys not understood what they're just doing to you right now? Yeah. So,
but then, you never know.
Honestly, Taysom Hill scares me more than Drew Brees.
Oh. Tim Tebow jump pass. Overtime.
Who knows?
2 seconds left. Tie game. Taysom Hill at the goal line jump pass. That's how the Bears lose.
But if Alvin and the Chipmunks is back,
Jesus,
it's a problem.
That's a pretty good nickname. I never thought of that. That's a good one. But yeah,
everything I've read today has been hopes to play.
That's not good for him.
I know. If it was Monday, I'd be like, he's got a week.
Yeah.
But
it is Thursday.
Yeah.
Pretty much Friday because we're recording this on Thursday night.
Yeah. So, if he's hopeful as of 5 hours ago, as this article says, that means he's got Friday and Saturday to get into game shape. And another thing, he will not have practiced for 10 days.
At least.
Because he can't even go to team facilities. Sunday is the earliest he can even be around his teammates.
But, Zoom, Zoom meetings, obviously.
But I'm saying he hasn't gotten his pads popped. He hasn't caught passes from his quarterback. He hasn't worked with his O-line. He hasn't been able to practice against a Bears scout defense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So I think regardless, we're not. Hopefully, I would say he's not going to be at what his full blow is.
You want to do a little score prediction?
Bears 24, Saints 20.
I have 2 because I said this game go 2 ways. Number 1, Saints 42, Bears 17.
Wow, that's harsh.
Number 2.
The Saints are going to score more than the Packers did?
I said it goes 1 of 2 ways. Number 2, Bears. God, that offense is questionable. I'm going to go Bears 24, okay. Saints 13.
13, we'll take it.
17, I changed my mind, 17.
But yeah, one more little fact.
Ooh.
The last time the Bears played the Saints in a playoff game, we kicked the shit out of them.
Is that when you went to the Super Bowl?
2007 playoffs.
The year of our Lord, 2007 more.
Sexy Rexy Grossman,
Game
Thomas
Manager
Jones,
of the Year.
Bernard Berrien, Musain Muhammad.
That sounds
Desmond
like
Clark, Tank Johnson, Hunter Hillenmeyer, Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher. Am I forgetting anyone? Big Cat.
Devin Hester.
Big Cat, Devin Hester. Tillman, Nathan Vasher, Danielle Manning. What a team. Olin Kreutz on the O-line, Roberto Garza.
Peanut, you say him?
Said Tillman.
I have a good Peanut Tillman story. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
But yeah, we beat him 39-14, NFC Championship. Never forget that game. Drew Brees, intentional grounding in the end zone for a safety.
Wow.
Before then, it was a 6-point game. Safety. Bears start the fourth quarter up 9, and we ended up scoring 21 unanswered in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
And win 39-14.
There you go. So that's our NFC Super Wild Card predictions.
Super Wild Card. The Nickelodeon trap game.
Oh, baby. The trap game.
Imagine if you're the Saints, you lose to the Bears on Nickelodeon.
There's no coming back from that. Drew Brees has to retire after that. You can't come back.
I might buy cable just so I can watch the game on Nickelodeon.
Ooh. There you go. I mean, Nickelodeon is
if
getting
SpongeBob
money.
makes an appearance, Bears.
Oh, he has to.
ASL.
Bears by a million.
ASL, yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, you want to move on to our meat raffle?
Yeah, meat raffle. I'll start with mine. Northwestern Wildcats.
Really?
Great bowl game win over the Auburn Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
Pat Fitzgerald proves that he can somehow keep doing what he does at Northwestern.
Stumbling into victories.
Yeah. There was talk a couple weeks ago that he'd be the Bears head coach, but Nagy's going to stick around, I think,
Oh, he will.
after how he's turned it around here.
I saw a report coming out of a Bears insider that they plan on keeping him next year.
Yeah, if Pace is still there, questionable. But
As a Packer
if
fan, I'm
Pace
hoping
can
they're
deliver
both back.
Matthew Stafford to us, I'd be excited.
As a Packer fan, I'm hoping that Mitch is back, Ryan Pace is back, and Matt Nagy is back.
Mitch won't be back.
Hey, I have a prayer, okay?
I hope not. I love Mitch. Bottom line, I love
You're
Mitch.
a big Mitch guy,
I love him, but he's just not the answer.
and that's not a bad thing.
No.
All right, I'll move on to mine. The raffle to Rodgers. Locked up the MVP this week. Didn't fuck it up, thank God, because, I was thinking this was a trap game going into it. Wasn't too... I was obviously confident because it's the Bears, I'm not going to lie. But, like we said earlier, he's 3 catches away from losing the MVP. Bears catches, rather, if those interceptions are caught.
Yeah,
Locked it up. Good
we're
job.
fucked. We missed so many defensive players this weekend.
To Rodgers.
Now I'm questioning my confidence.
Oh, don't do that. You're going to start crying again.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the fish fry. I'll start first. Russell Wilson.
My fantasy championship winning quarterback.
The narrative coming into this season was Russell Wilson hasn't gotten a single MVP vote. He needs to win MVP. Not win, but needs to get MVP votes. He was the heavy favorite going into this year.
Well, first 4 weeks, he was the best quarterback hands down in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, he was the heavy favorite. I think he was like at minus 250 for voting that early in the year, which was shocking. And the way that he fucked it all up was beautiful.
It was that game against the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, he didn't look great. Then that kind of started a downward slope of 2 to 3 games. Started coming back up, then plateaued for a little bit. The way, I was talking to one of my friends earlier in the season. I'm like, they're going to give... If Russell Wilson just plays, good on Russell Wilson, average on Russell Wilson standards, he'll win the MVP just because of this narrative coming in that he hasn't gotten an MVP vote. And the way that he fucked it up is masterful.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Russ. No, you're...
Love him. Good guy.
I hate him just... I think I've told you this. I hate him because he's a good guy. It's just he's too perfect.
He's such a good guy.
He's too perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to come out and say, oh, yeah, I'm taking my playoff bonus straight to St. Jude's Hospital. Just waiting for... Oh, he's too perfect.
He's a good guy,
He
man.
can't be that perfect.
I'll still always say that I would rather have Russ than Rodgers on my team.
I understand that.
So, my fish fry are Bears fans.
Oh, let's go.
Fuck you guys. I listen to Barstool Chicago. I listen to 670 The Score. Love Barstool Chicago.
Redline Radio.
Favorite fucking podcast. They're all, born and raised Chicago dudes. A lot of passion. Carl, shout out. If you ever hear this somehow, love him. He's a big Mitch guy. Woke up at 3 a.m. on Bears game day. Started cooking Italian beefs at 4:30.
That's beautiful.
Watched the 85 Super Bowl back. Watched Brian's song. And posted his usual Mitchy Mitch hype-up video that I think I've showed you.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of the guys on the show, like Carl and White Sox Dave and Chief, were saying, I'm just not excited. We just lost. Who cares?
What?
10 years from now, you're not going to say, oh, remember that year we stumbled in the playoffs and we lost to the Packers, but the Rams beat the Cardinals. You're going to say, oh, I remember back in 2021 when the Bears made the playoffs. That was the last time we did it.
For 100 years.
Yeah.
And then we won the Super Bowl, the curse of the Rodgers.
Yeah. But shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I see, I've seen this argument in the past from Packer fans. If we're not contending for a Super Bowl and we're in the playoffs, we lose in the divisional. But, it's very different for the Bears.
Would you rather suck all year? And
No,
not
I
make
wouldn't.
The playoffs?
That's the thing. That's what's so confusing because we're like, oh, we're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm like, who cares? We're still better than everyone else in the North.
Would you rather us go 3-13 again, like we
No,
did under
please,
Trestman
not
and
again.
Fox? That's what I'm saying. They're complaining that we went 8-8 and made the playoffs. Would you rather we go 2-14 and barely beat the fucking Giants and Jaguars? What are you expecting?
You beat bad teams. That's what you're supposed to do as a football team.
And you make it. Who cares?
You're I remember a lot of people were mad after they beat the Jags because then oh, we're going to go into the playoffs. You're supposed to beat the Jags. The Jags are not a good team.
Yeah, Duval
County. Yeah, but I understand that Bears one.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I get it. oh, we should just be playing for draft picks. If your team, like the Bears the Bears should be in the playoffs.
They should, yes.
Like with the team that we have, the Bears should be in the playoffs. Yeah, the Bears should be in the playoffs.
Yes.
We shouldn't be tanking for draft picks. We should be playing to make the playoffs.
And even if you do tank for a draft pick, look what happened to the last number 2 overall draft pick you had.
Well, we had the 3.
You traded up one spot for virtually...
Matthew Stafford's going to look good in blue and orange.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. You're talking yourself into it.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he signs with, like, the Rams. After they move on from Goff. They re-signed him to a massive deal. To whoever...
Jaguars are going to draft a quarterback.
I mean, they might get him to mentor.
Jets are going to keep with Darnold for some reason.
He'll be like either a mentor for a young quarterback.
But he's too good still. I don't think
That's
he's at
true,
that
actually,
point yet.
yeah.
I don't think he's at the point where he's at mentor. I think he could still start. New York.
I could see the Giants.
Nah, they got to stand by Daniel Jones for a little longer.
That's true.
So I don't know. Maybe Washington.
I think Alex Smith, their hero, has
Yeah,
to
it'd be
stay
hard
after
not
that
to
year.
start Alex
Oh,
Smith
jeez.
after this. Dude, like, watching that video of him after he...
Have you
like,
watched...
he went from not being able to walk and, like, a week later was playing.
Did you watch Project 11 on
No.
ESPN? Oh, you...
Great watch. Yeah. Not sponsored.
No, I would say the opposite. I feel like I'm somewhat of a person who is not fazed by blood or bone or gore.
Oh, is it ugly?
Oh my goodness. They showed this. It's burned into my memory. It's infected. It's black.
Smith's leg?
Yes. It's bubbling black, dead muscle and tissue.
Do I look it up?
That you won't find it on Safari. I'll show you a YouTube video. We'll pull up a freeze frame.
We'll look it up after. We'll
Yes.
look it up, yeah.
And they show it's black and bubbly. And then the next thing they show is they have to go and they have to scoop that out. So
Ooh,
there
okay.
are
No, that's
massive holes in his leg.
Damn, bro.
And there's another one where they slice his leg open. You can see his bone and it's. If you're squeamish, I would definitely say not to watch it. I feel like I'm not fazed by that, and that was rough to watch.
Yeah.
They also show his leg snapping about 8 times in a row, and also thighs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Zach Miller tight end for the Bears.
Oh God, I was watching that live. That was rough to watch.
Good guy, too. The Bears have done a great job. One more thing
Did they
before we
keep
get to
him
the
on
You
the-
Betcha. He still gets paid, and now he
Okay.
kind of does some... I think he's an ambassador for the Bears
Good.
now. So.
Okay, yeah, and what
He's a great player, man. That sucks.
A big thing in the beginning of Project 11 was it was like 30 some odd or 20 some odd years to the day of Theismann's leg
Oh,
snapping
wow.
injury.
From Lawrence Taylor, yeah.
Or Theismann, as Notre Dame fans know him as, before he changed the pronunciation of his name for Theismann.
Yep.
But, that's a rough watch. Watch at your own risk.
Yeah. So You Betcha, Bears over Saints, money line.
We don't
win
even
the
have
game.
to talk about it. I mean,
Done. Go. You.
Mine, Bills -7. That's free money. Everyone hop on it. It looks outstanding.
That's a dangerous term.
I mean,
Coming from you?
in my past on this show saying free money, I'm not even going to say erase that.
Did you update the records for You Betcha?
I
For my
did.
over
We-
2.5 field goals?
Yes, we are both 4-1.
Okay.
I
guess.
like this game. I like the Bills -7. But oh man, now I'm second guessing myself.
Nope, you said it already.
I know I'm sticking with it, but now like Phillip Rivers, it's probably his last ride. The team's gonna go all out for him.
Oh, wow.
Nope, Bills.
Think of
-7.
Phillip Rivers and his 26 children,
I don't
too.
care about his kids. Bills -7. Put it in there. Nope, I was about to say something completely ridiculous.
Every time I've locked a Bears win, they've won. So that's why I'm doing this.
That's why I stay away from the Packers, especially their team total, because there's an infamous clip out there on our Instagram at Broad Shoulders, letter N, cheese curds, of me saying, oh, they will score over 31.5 points. If it's 31, I'll kill myself. The Packers later scored 31 points.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm still standing.
And
Somehow.
we are still standing. The Bears and Packers are still standing.
Damn
We'll
right.
check it out in the Nickelodeon Mega Bowl
Can't wait.
game on Sunday for
Super
the Bears.
wild card weekend.
Winner.
I can't wait.
Could see a Bears-Packers rematch. We get a third week of Bears-Packers this year. Could be interesting.
I would love that.
So I think with that, we'll wrap
With
up
that.
this episode.
Yes.
Trap, you
Ladies
take
and
it
gentlemen,
away.
thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Bear down.
Or not.